I am Felix Delaguia. I am alumnus in 20 years, no? MBA in 27. Okay, a lawyer and economist. We were working here, outside. Then finally, the spirit of this law, honestly, I believe will be useful really 10 years ago, 20 years ago, but we are right now here. Then we are going to try to explain the spirit. No? Okay, starting in the point. First, I would like to show some figures that could be interesting. This is according the ranking of top 3 countries in digital nomad, according the official ranking. Just only one comment is Spain, number 16. Okay, it's based in some criteria. My view is not exactly what I thought, but finally is that the number. For example, it's New Zealand, Singapore, or the top 3, look at that, is Canada, United Kingdom, Romania. Then why that countries? For sure, we have to go into to think about mainly stacks, maybe is life. But okay, today, because it's from yesterday, this data, this is the 3 countries, no? But another thing interesting in the future is this is the tax rate, the maximum in Europe. No, you could see here Spain, that rate, France, Germany. At the end, the tax is not the main issue for choose a country, because if it will be that, I'm sure in Spain it's not will be on the top. No? The next could be more useful is quality of life. It's in Spanish, but quality of life. Spain, this is in green, the countries according to the different criteria, where the people consider quality of life. Then you could see here mainly US, Canada, Australia, and for sure Spain, France, Central Europe. That maybe could be more interesting in terms of why we choose one country or what we choose another country. No? In this situation, Spain, that we are, decide to promote the digital nomad. Why? Because in that situation with a lot of competition, Spain considered that we have an opportunity to bring here people to live and probably to work. No? That is the spirit of just 6 weeks ago, 7 weeks, a new law in Spain that was expected from probably years. And finally, we have the law. This is the official publication in the Boletín Oficial del Estado, where all the laws is applies. Mainly, our purpose today is to explain what is important, what we have to do, what is interesting for Spain in this law. No? The first background, where we are. First, there is a law 10 years ago that was the starting point of this situation before we have the new law. That history of countries in a competition for bringing people to work to a country, Spain realized 10 years ago that we have to do something. Finally, with the new law, we believe, or it's expected, the digital nomads came to Spain. I would like to explain what we understand for digital nomad. No? There is a term definition that you could read in the presentation. The first time that was used for 20 or 25 years ago for Yusuke Makimoto, but finally it was a usual term that we use today for define a people, people that used to travel, work at the same time, not fixed in any time, with different roles, but the main connection with everybody is the same. They work with IT, they work not in a fixed office. That is the main point to define a digital nomad. In fact, in the law, we could see for who and mainly the point of the activities that will be included in that digital nomad. No? First, for who? Then, as I showed you before, the important here is Spain would like to attract here digital nomad. Who? Mainly non-European passport, because finally it's the idea, no, for another countries, no. Another important thing here is the education. Education is level 6, level 7. That means a degree with a master that in terms of comparison with some different laws could be sometimes difficult. Why? Because level 6 or level 7 in some countries is not going to be easy to define. For example, in Central Europe, France and Germany, it's possible with professional Nomads universities, you know, like formación profesional, it's possible to arrive to level 6, level 7. Here in Spain, it's not possible. Then that is one of the situations that we have to define. Another problem is what understand for good university. Later we're going to speak about that. But the thing that the main point that we are going to comment right now here is the law say exclusively using computers, telematics, and communication devices and systems. That is important because that means that, for example, sales position is not possible to apply for that law.
Felix, does this include British citizens now that there's a Brexit?
Sorry?
Yeah. British citizens?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the country, yeah.
Okay. Next, here I'm going to try to just go into the detail of the law, just on big topics. But the main, as I told you, one of the problems is the diplomas and the convalidation of that diplomas. Okay, that it's not right now clear how they are going to do that. Our interpretation for our experience is that finally they're going to use the standard documents and the standard convalidation that we have today. Here we have linked a link of education for the government, how it's possible to do the convalidation or homologation of the titles. But for our experience, that means in the future, I'm sure it's going to be defined. At the moment, our understanding, for sure, any university from Europe with a recognition is going to be no problems. But for example, any university from any countries like North of Africa or another countries, maybe we are going to start with a situation where the governments are going to say yes or no. At the moment, it's not defined. It's not defined which countries yes or which university, because imagine, just only define a top list of the universities, for sure it's not going to be possible. Another thing interesting is business schools. We are today in a business school, Instituto de Empresa. Business school is recognized that it's possible to use that degree for that kind of digital nomad. Then our understanding is all the well-recognized schools in the world are going to be recognized for this system. But until today, 6 weeks ago, nothing has been defined. Next item is what requirements, no? Who could apply for that? Then here we have some information at the moment. The first point is anyone that would like to apply for that needs to be more than 1 year working for a company. That is important and has to be proved with evidence. It's not possible to say, yes, I'm sure, maybe when the application is going to be required any document, but for sure later could say, okay, please send me a document that justifies that you are working for that company for 1 year or no. The process at the moment, according to our conversation with the government, is they are going to accept in first stage all the application, and step by step in the future they are going to start to review all the application. At the moment, just do the application is the formal way to obtain that. Sorry?
Something contradictory to me.
Yeah.
It says in all cases they have to be working for more than a year in the company. And then in employed workers it says during the 3 months preceding the application.
Yeah.
employment contract with a non-Spanish company. So that's 3 months, that's not a year. They have to have minimum 3 months. But you're saying above, they have to be working with a company for a year. I haven't got that.
I think it's, the company, the remote company must be existing for 1 year.
Oh, the company.
Yeah.
The company must be existing
Must have
for a
been
year.
going on.
And the worker 3 months
Because
in relationship. Maybe some translation is not clear, but
no, employment or professional relationship. I thought it was between the company and
No,
the
no, no.
employee. No, it's the company. Okay. Right.
Documents, well, you could read in the websites, valid passport. That criminal record used to be a sometimes problem to obtain in time, that document. Justification of the sufficient financial, that is another criteria that could be justified. Sorry, well, sometimes it's not a standard criteria, but four times the IPREN, no, the public. And finally, the health insurance. Okay, that's important because if not, it's not going to be a possible use that visa. One thing that always all the foreign people when come here always they complain about the legalized. No, legalized means with the apostille, with all the documentation. Yes, it's a pain in the ass, but we need that documents to recognize that documents here. Then attention, because people that are listening right now about that, before to come here, be sure that you have the documents legalized. If not, you are going to waste probably 3, 4, 5 months to obtain that visa without the documents. Okay. Next is you have how long, no? And you have here the first is for 1 year, and later it's possible to do a future renovation. The main is 3 years, and for another 2 years at the end. That finally, what is the spirit of the law is if you come here and really you follow the rules, we're going to help you to obtain the visa in the future and keep here working. And one of the situations that could be a problematic is this situation. No? In 60 days prior this period of the visa has to be applied the residency, the permit, because if not, the situation of the worker could be in a irregular situation. Then we highly recommend to before to speed the time to apply for the standard permit.
And once they get the visa, it works like a regular visa. It means they had to remain in the country more than 180 days, etc., etc.
But 100 is for tax. That is just for. Remember, tax is one thing, and we're speaking about tax. That is for residence, for the card. Where? Okay, here is the official place, or it's possible to do the application. And anybody could go there, dilate, do the application. Right now, 3 weeks ago, it was impossible to do the application. Recently, they habilitate the possible to do the application in the data.
Can you do it online, like the
Mercurio? So is it enabled already?
no, it will never be Mercurio.
Okay.
So it's different.
Is it enabled already? I mean, people can apply for the visa right now?
Yeah, you could. Okay, then that is an official website where it's possible to apply. Okay. Tax is another of the interest of this law. The main interest of that law is anyone that come here. Problem with Spain, I showed you before, the tax rate was really higher. Then right now is they extend the benefits of the famous law Becan, that is not like that, but really is the flat tariff for tax. Sorry,
but that law Beckham is kind of good for high incomes, right? I mean, not for everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, please.
Then it's possible, then apply for that. Okay. Then high income, why? Because it's 24% flat rate. That means for 70,000 euros will be interesting. Less of that is not going to be interesting to apply for that. But honestly, we have cases with anyone with 100, 200,000 euros. Imagine the tax rate could be 50%, then 24% is a good rate. That is one of the problems of this law, that some people say yes, but if I will be digital nomad in Estonia, in Portugal, in other countries, maybe the tax rate is low. Then why just 24? Well, finally, honestly, in comparison with the situation for anyone with a salary of 100,000 euros here in Spain, 24 is a good rate, honestly. Is the best in Europe? No, but it's Spain. That means, later I'm going to say that why people choose Spain despite the tax rate is not the most interesting, probably because for the quality of life. I am sure of that. But okay, that is a benefit. Imagine one with 300,000 euros, honestly, for some of our clients with a salary of 300,000, 200,000 euros is common. Anyone working here for any company in London, in US, so it's not nothing that could be strange. But 24 is the benefit. Okay. Fine.
Sorry, just
yeah.
If somebody has already been living here under regular conditions, can they apply to the digital nomad visa?
No.
It's for newcomers.
Yeah.
It's like the non-lucrative, you have to apply outside the country to have it.
Yeah, but you have to go out, come back again.
Visa and then come back.
Then here you have the levels, 300,000 euros. What the limit? Because at the starting of Beckham law was a problem with the football players. Why? Because imagine 3 million, 4 million, 10 million euros, no limit for 24, then was a political battle about why they have to obtain a big benefit. Then finally they decide, okay, 300,000 euros is going to be the limit, that is the limit, apart from that, you pay the rate. Mm-hmm. Okay?
But is that permanent, that 24, or do they have a certain amount of years they can do
No,
that?
5 years.
Just the 5 years, right?
Yeah.
And then they go back there on the
Yeah. The spirit of that law is to bring here people with a big salary to be here, and finally, yes, for sure, they be here, okay? But more of 700,000 euros for 7. But in comparison with France, Germany, we're in the average. Then another situation is here is this law. We have not. It's not the purpose of today, but we have to remember that the startups law that is in the same. We are in a place that you could explain very well, no?
Really, from my point of view, I mean, it's like they needed to pull out the digital nomad thing and they put it in the startup laws just to make it fit in, but it doesn't really benefit the Spanish startup.
Yeah.
Because the digital nomad has to work for foreign companies. So, but yeah, please.
Yeah.
Then it's strange, probably because they would like to promote as soon as possible that.
I mean, it's good for Spain.
Yeah, for sure. But for my view, the law has a lot of benefits that it's not just for digital nomad. For example, it's a really good deduction that, for example, if anyone invests in a startup company, well, it's not required until a startup company until 100,000 euros, you have the 0.5% of deduction directly in your tax declaration. That's amazing in some cases.
That's good for very early stage startups, so very, very good for us, for example, and we create startups from scratch. We believe that a startup law is a good start.
Yeah.
It recognizes the status of a different kind of company, which we didn't have till now. We still have a long way to go. But yeah, I mean, it's good, but it has to be a lot better to be like, they're trying to sell it as if, it's we're going to be like the best country for startups. No, not yet.
Not yet. No, I'm sure that. But better than 3 months ago, no?
Exactly.
No?
Exactly.
That's what it's true that in this law, and the same, we are speaking today about digital nomad, but in the same law, we have a lot of benefits, for example, to recognize a startup company, the stock options, so that is not the purpose of today, but I invite to all the listeners, the people that could see this presentation to read the law that I put in the first screen, because there is a lot of benefits for startup companies, okay? this is the real.
It's true.
Yeah,
No? Then maybe this is one of the explanations why
it is.
we,
We have lots of people coming
because
of that.
honestly, for a comment, yes, it's why Valencia, why Spain, why Valencia? It's not the best, but finally the quality of life. Then the government knows that. The government knows that in Spain we have a good life, good health, security is possible. Our foreign client all the time saying the same. We came here for the weather, for it's possible to go to the street walking without problems, and for the schools. And that is the main reason, because the government say, yes, we know that we are not the best, we are not the cheaper, but we're going to help, but not too much, because finally you are going to come here anyway.